And good evening, YouTube. How you folks doing? Hi, folks doing? Dirk here, GC Blues 45. And folks, remember I told you I'll do this video on today to get ready for the return of some NHL hockey, and that's what we're doing. Since we're still at the holiday break. So what we're going to do is we're going to do where the teams stand at now and tell you where things look at going into what we're going to be called what's called the Four Nation Face-Off Tournament coming up. So it's an early look because once we get in, because after we're done with the Four Nation Face-Off Tournament, that's where we really will have the clear insight on who makes what. Okay, but this is right now a look, a glimpse, basically. That's what this is. Okay. So if you haven't come across this video and happen to like it, give me that thumbs up tool. It's very important. Keeps the channel going. And also remember, folks, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe icon and be notified every time I upload a new video by clicking that bell icon. So let's start off with the Atlantic Division. Florida is at top with 22, 12, and 2 and 46 points, followed by Toronto at 21, 12, and 2 and 44 points. Then it's Boston at 19, 13, and 4 and 42 points. Then it's Tampa Bay at 19, 11, and 2 and 40 points. Then it's Ottawa at 18, 14, and 2 and 38 points. Followed by Montreal at 11, 17, and 3 and 31 points. Then it's Detroit at 13, 17, and 4 and 30 points. And then Buffalo at 12, 19, and 4 and 28 points. In the Metropolitan, it's New Jersey at 13, 11, and 3 and 49 points, followed by Washington at 23, 9 and 2 and 48 points. Yeah, you'd be amazed, right? Next is Carolina at 21, 12, and 1 and 43 points. Pittsburgh at 16, 15, and 5 and 37 points. Then it's Columbus at 14, 15, and 6 and 34 points, so they moved up a little. Yay. But hold on here. I think I made a mistake. Let's double check. I think I made one little blooper on this. It's a good thing I could double check this. Because I wrote this down as okay. I was just double checking. And it's weird how they have this. Literally, it's weird. Next is Columbus at 14, 15, and 6 and 34 points. Then it's Philadelphia at 15, 16, and 4 and 34 points. That's where I think I messed up at, but I'll explain that later. Then it's the New York Rangers at 16, 17, and 1 and 33 points. And then it's the New York Islanders at 13, 15, and 7 and also 33 points. Now, here's the reason why I think I flubbed up on Columbus and Philadelphia. Philadelphia has more wins, but more losses. But I checked the row. That's how they got the 5th place. So, where does things stand in the East? Well, right now it's Florida. It ended today. Okay, this ended today. Florida will take on. Well, Florida is the number 1 seed. They're the number 1 overall seed. No, I'm kidding. Actually, it's New Jersey. They are the best team in the league. Currently, best team in the East. Now, but in so A1 goes to Florida, A2 to Toronto, A3 to Boston, M1 to New Jersey, M2 to Washington, and M3 to Carolina. Who gets the wild cards? Well, currently, wild card 1 goes to Tampa, with wild card 2 going to Ottawa. So Florida will take on Ottawa, and um, Tampa will take on New Jersey, with Toronto taking on Boston and Washington taking on Carolina. That's how things look right now. If things keep going the way they are, I don't see Buffalo even making it. They gotta get a significant win streak going. Same thing with the Islanders and the Rangers. They need to get their butts in gear. Detroit needs to do the same thing also. Montreal, they need to do it too. But in the East, especially in the Atlantic, Buffalo needs to get their butts going. So if any one of the Sabres sees this, Buffalo, you need to get your butts moving. You need to win games because if you lose at least 7 games before the Four Nation Face-Off tournament, I hate to say this, you guys are out, flat out, way before you're even considered being contention. So please get your butts moving. Now in the West, it's a little different story. Winnipeg, starting off with the Central, Winnipeg is first at 25, 10, and 1 and 51 points, followed by Minnesota at 21, 10, and 4 and 46 points, Colorado at 21, 15, and 0 and 42 points, Dallas at 20, 13, and 0 and 40 points, Utah at 16, 12, and 6 and 38 points, the Blues, the Blues at 16, 16, and 4 and 36 points, Nashville at 20, 11, 17, and 7 and 29 points. And finally, Chicago at 12, 21, and 2 and 26 points. Now in the Pacific, it starts off with Vegas at 23, 9, and 3 and 49 points, followed by Edmonton at 21, 11, and 2 and 44 points. LA at 19, 10, and 5 and 43 points. Vancouver at 17, 10, and 7 and 41 points. Calgary next at 16, 11, and 7 and 39 points, followed by Seattle at 15, 19, and 2 and 32 points. Then it's Anaheim at 13, 16, and 4 and 30 points, and San Jose at 11, 20, and 6 and 28 points. Now in the West, San Jose needs to get their butts in gear. They're just like Buffalo. They need to really get in gear, get a good streak going, and hopefully win. Because if they don't, they're out. Anaheim needs to do the same thing, and so does Seattle. Seattle, you need to do the same thing too. In the Central, as much as I hate Chicago, if they want to make the playoffs, they gotta get their butts in gear. But I really don't see it happening. I think Chicago's gonna stay at the bottom of the division. Nashville, they got to get winning too. They need to start winning if you guys want to make it. And Blues, I got faith in you guys. I have faith. So, where does this now lead us into the East? I'm going into for the playoff look in the East. I'm sure saying the West currently. Well, the best team is Winnipeg in the West, and so right now it's Winnipeg, Minnesota, and Colorado. Then Vegas, Edmonton, and LA. Wild cards currently Vancouver has wild card 1. That means you'll take on Winnipeg in round 1 of the playoffs that the playoffs started today. And Dallas will take on Vegas since they got the wild card 2 spot. Now, who gets the President's Trophy, right? Who gets the President's Trophy if things ended today? Well, it's pretty close right now between Jersey and Winnipeg and Vegas. But Winnipeg will get the President's Trophy, so they will be the President's Trophy winner. But folks, it's a long season. where this is the holiday break look. Where do teams stand and stuff? So here's what I need to say. This looks pretty interesting going into the before the Four Nations break, Four Nations face-off break. That's it's looking pretty interesting. So, do I think now who I think is going to be out? Well, the way things are going, Buffalo will be one of the teams out. Chicago and San Jose. Those are the bottom three. With and also the Islanders. So the bottom four are Buffalo, the Islanders, Chicago, and San Jose. With the worst currently being Chicago. If things continue the way they are, these bottom four, they're going to be the first eliminated in no time. So these teams need to get on the ball. Hopefully, this holiday break helps out whoever because there's teams that are struggling and there's teams that are doing good. And we'll find in when we get to the Four Nations break, I will do my grades and we'll do another playoff outlook. So as things stand right now, it's looking pretty good. But none of my predictions, I predicted the Rangers from the start of the season. So we'll wait and see what happens going forward into the season. Well, that's it, folks. We will have some hockey tomorrow. Now we'll have a post game report. I mean, a pregame report for tomorrow. As always, folks, please stay safe. Take care. Remember, the Lord's watching you. If you got any questions, please ask them. Ask them below in comments. Questions, ask them below in the comments. And as always, folks, I love you guys very much. Thank you very much for tuning in. And until then, peace.